Hello!
Hello!
Hello! Welcome to stream, you silly humans, you! What are you doing here? Did I set the- Yeah, I set it up mostly right. Remember how I said I was gonna fix the camera stuff before we went live?
So good.
I didn't.
So
I did all this before I said that. I did not do it at all after I said that. I just got distracted and didn't do anything.
That sounds right.
Oh no, not again. Okay. That's better. Should we crop some more off the left here? Maybe we crop like another 4. No, we need more of that. Get that out of here. There we go. Now she's a box. What the fuck is that number? Wait a minute. Hello, welcome. I'm not paying attention. How are you, Gravy? I see you grabbing first, and Newt, and Spidey grabbing second, and Addy redeeming your redeem and casting Fireball at me. I yelled at him for that. Just so everyone knows. I was like, why are you doing this? You damn right you did.
I stand by it.
You deserve a lot of things for this choice of book read, honestly. I
Hey.
don't even...
Hey,
Oh,
we can't all be intellectual.
We're gonna get into it. I just... What the fuck did we read?
We read...
Why did we read it? Who knows? Will anyone ever know? Will we ever understand what the fuck happened?
We read a book. That's what we read. I liked it.
Addy suggested it.
Suggested it, because I am problematic like that.
That's true. Addy, should we kick off the actual... We can read the script. Welcome to the Addy and Rina Show Book Club, also known as ARsbc, because I don't give a shit, where we catch up on our reading, keep each other accountable on our to-be-read lists, and generally just spend time together. I'm Rina. I like fantasy, history, and folklore mythology stuff.
Addy, and I like thrillers, romance, and mystery stories. Obviously, this week was my pick. We're a pair of college besties, and we try to stay connected with each other and sharing our love of books. And we read all kinds of stories. We take recommendations. And today, we read You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose, which was published in 2023.
She can't even read her own script.
I'm garbage at scripts.
She wrote the script and she can't read it.
Because I'm a magpie and I'm looking at myself on 3 screens and not at the script.
Should I move you? I could make it 2 screens if you want.
No, it's fine.
I just thought you wanted to see my face.
I'm doing fine. I do want to see your face, but I'm trying to look at you and myself like a little magpie and my script, and I'm not successful at one of those.
You're cute. You're cute. All right. I'll take it back from here. I'll remind you guys quickly, at the end of our discussion today, we are going to rate this book between 1 and 5 stars. 1 star is did not finish, because I hated it. 2 stars is I read it, but it was okay. 3 stars, I liked it. That's it. 4 stars, loved it, just shy of being perfect. 5 stars, I will tell everyone and their moms about this book. Okay? Last episode we talked about Cersei, and that one was fun. It's a good all-around, everybody can get behind, that's a good-ass book. It was definitely a 5-star from both of us. This episode, You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose. And I'm gonna read Addy's script here, so she doesn't have to read her own script. Alright, You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose was published in 2023, very new, and was an instant New York Times bestseller. The story
from the website, not my analysis, and I couldn't find it on New York Times.
Immediate savagery on the promotional material. The story is told from two perspectives: Calvin, a Wyoming Airbnb host, and Grace, a guest staying with him. Well, it starts off sounding like the cheesiest of romance novels, I have comments. Something about it doesn't feel quite right. And as the story progresses, we learn more about each of them. And the vibes continue getting further and further off. Did you write that part about the vibes? That sounds like you.
Starting from the story is told from two perspectives. I wrote it.
Okay. I was like, the vibes get further and further off is very accurate, but that can't be promotional press material.
No. I wrote the summary because I felt like the Goodreads summary. I mean, it's available online already.
Okay.
But I felt like mine was better.
I took notes for the first time in my life while I was reading a book. And I wanted to share with you guys the notes that I took because they were not many. So we have 5 notes that I wrote down while reading this. 1, you can tell where I'm at. Why is this a thriller? Is sexy country boy cursed? 2, is Grace a lizard person? What the fuck?
Which part was that?
When everybody kept saying she felt off, and I was like, do you mean she's a lizard person? And
Fair.
then 3, this is purely because I don't know how to read, as you all are very well aware, and I misread one of the last lines of a chapter, and I had to reread it like 3 times to get it correctly. And I was like, oh my god, it's gay! Because I thought that it had said that Calvin slept with, like, Wyatt or somebody else, like one of the guys. So I was like, it's gay! And then I went back and reread it. I was like, wait, no! You slept with Char! Fuck!
Disappointingly straight.
And yeah, so that I was horribly disappointed, but I was very excited for the moment that I thought it was gay and that it wasn't. Also, all hail Spidey, god of Newt Newt? Excuse me? Give me a fucking Newt Newt for Spidey, god of the Newt Newts. Let's go. How do I? Oh my god, and Grave is the god of Uru. Uru. Yeah! The doubling makes it even better. Okay, I have 2 more. One is, yo, I'm scared. And that was from when Calvin was like, she's never gonna leave on like day 6 or 5. And I was like, we have 10 days. What the fuck? So I was like, excuse me. And then, to finish it off, I wanted to start with my summary of the novel. This is the final thing I wrote in my notes. I think I just read a Dexter novel that was masking as a romance novel.
I'm very satisfied with
What the fuck?
I did not hide that this was a thriller.
You didn't! I knew it was a thriller the whole time, but I was like, wow, it's so cheesy romance. And I was like, things are going so well. And then I was like, things are not going well. I even turned to Crack and I was like, so if you go to an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere, how many times do you expect to run into the cops? Like 1 to 0, right? So if you're on day 6 of an Airbnb trip and you've seen the cops 4 times...
Objectively, too many cop runs.
Too many times!
Way
Holy
too many.
Fuck. Way too many times. And then the cops came like 1 or 2 more times after that, and I was like, this is fucking wild. This is wild.
Well.
But yeah, those are my notes. They didn't get into too much detail, so yeah, that's how the book made me feel. Do you like my notes and my note-taking style?
I love them so much. I was gonna say, I had, because this one, I picked I wrote discussion prompts. They're very nice. they're very they're very nice. Because I assigned this book, or picked this book. There we go. Picked is the right word. I wrote some questions for you.
Oh boy.
One we can both answer. One is kind of like, but I'll start with the ones that are definitely for you. So when did you start getting the weird vibes? Like, at what point in the story did you start?
Whom? For whom? No. I started getting the weird vibes definitely for Calvin first. On day like 2 or 3. I was like, he is way too into this girl that he just brought into his home, and it's a little weird. And then, as someone who has a fear of not having a working car when you are in a place with someone of the opposite gender, that is a legitimate fear of mine. That whole part of the story really riled me up and kind of blinded me to how weird Grace was, because I was like, she wants to get the fuck out of there. I want to get the fuck out of there too. So I feel like I was kind of blinded by that, because I was just like, I didn't see any of her shit really at all. And then I was like, at the literally the last day, I was like, this is so much, like, it's not entirely out of left field, but this is a lot more than I was expecting.
Honestly, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like
Calvin, I had 100% called, but Grace, I did not at all. Even, like, as it kept going, I was like, oh, I guess heat of the moment, you gotta do what's gotta be done. We're gonna stab him 1,000 times, whatever. But then it started getting more and more methodical, and then it, like, turned into she's just fucking, not Saint Dexter, and I was like, I did not see this. And she was like, I intentionally cut him off from his friends and family, and I was like, did not see that at all. But I wanted to ask you guys, because I read it and I didn't do the audiobook. Did that help you guys, like, tune in to what was going on a little bit easier or earlier, or no? Did it not give it away?
Ha! I can't read.
I'll let chat participate too, but I'll start off because I did listen to the first couple of hours, and then in the second listening section, like another couple of hours in the middle. And by that point, by the time I had listened to the second section, I had already finished the book. But Gravy says Calvin was weird from day one. 100%.
Calvin really was weird from the start, but I wanted him to just be a cute country boy. I wanted to roll in the romance, but he was pushing it too far, and I was like, just back off a little, it'd be sweet. What are you doing?
He definitely... The author did a really, really interesting thing with the storytelling and swapping it back and forth between them, because neither one of them... It gets more and more blatant as the story goes on with Calvin, for sure. But I didn't see Grace coming until the end. And...
I saw some of it in the way that she, like, talked about him, and, like, I was trying not to be... like, to dial too much into the narrators, because this is a hardcore, unreliable narrator. So I didn't notice that she was off per se, but I was believing what Betty said about her. When the town was like, she's a bit off, that's why I was like, is she a lizard person or something? Like, what the fuck? Why is this whole town like... If she's a city girl, you're gonna call her out for being a city girl. You're not gonna just say she's off. So, like, there must actually be something off about her.
Yeah. There were moments that I bumped on, like when she went to the doctor and she couldn't give them her insurance information or couldn't remember her name.
I thought she had brain fucking damage, but maybe I forgot about that! I thought she had brain damage, but maybe she fucking did, and then, like, remembered it, and remembered her fake name, but, like...
I was gonna say, I think that was supposed to be, and in the moment, I, like, bumped on it, and I was like, wow, she must have really fucking hit her head. But looking back...
But mildly concussed, and someone asks you your name, you might accidentally say your real fucking name and not your cover story.
Exactly. I don't know if you caught this, but this stood out to me in, like, at the very end, when she said, Calvin being a psychopath himself was a nice surprise. That means that she didn't go prepared for that.
Nope, she didn't. And she's clearly...
She goes on vacation to murder people.
Yeah, she does, and this was an accident. That's why I called her the not Saint Dexter. Because she takes the Dexter concept of psychopath, but then is not hunting criminals. That part was an accident. Which is a lot to take in. A lot to think about there. But yeah, no, she really... I knew something was off with her, but she really, like, I couldn't pin it down, and I was just believing what everyone else was saying about her, and I was like, Calvin's fucking crazy anyway, so they're probably not trying to lie to him, he's just fucking batshit. I just didn't... even when she was stabbing him, I was like... I mean, that's probably... I was like, that's probably a fair response to this. I wouldn't have done that. I would have used this time to escape. And also, did you drug everybody earlier too? Because there was that one time where Char and Joe were like, we felt like we drank so hard we were drugged or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, who drugged them? And I thought it was Calvin the whole time! And then she drugged Calvin and I was like, it was you! You've been drugging people!
Grace is slipping everybody ketamine or something.
And you know what? I bet it was all in her work bag. That she hid in the closet the first time she got there.
That was not fucking work. That was not work stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, no, even as she was stabbing him, I was like, I guess this is just like an overreaction in the moment. And then she was like, make sure not a hair is left behind, clean everything up, burn it down. I don't know if I should get the other girl or not. Maybe we'll just leave her there to die. And I was like, oh, you're not okay. Okay, got it. It was you, bitch. I see. And then the nice man at the gas station. I was like... In the beginning, I was like, I really understand that feeling of just, like, a guy coming up to you and that scaring you. So that really, like, made it endearing to the female reader of, like, Grace being in a precarious, dangerous position, and then you find out she did it all on purpose just to kill people, and it's like... But
yeah, immediately it gave such off vibes. Like, the interaction at the gas station really set the tone for the whole novel because, like, you're on edge a little bit, but there doesn't feel like a concrete reason to be on edge. It's just an uncomfortable situation.
And it's Grace who made you that way. It's Grace who said, this should be uncomfortable, when it actually wasn't. Or, like, it was, but it was all her fault.
Yeah.
And then she fucking killed him anyway, and I was like, man, that poor gas station guy, he was just trying to be a nice dude. He was like, here's your license back. Yeah. She was like, you saw my name, die!
I do think that the author did a really fun job of, like, after I finished the book, it was really nice to go back and listen to bits during the stream with Pinky, because it gave me a whole different sense of what was going on. Like the way that the author used certain phrases to heighten the anxiety, but it still wasn't, like, at the scary part yet. So, like, the way that the author was using, like, Grace at one point says, like, Calvin was the mouse and I'm the cat, and something. Like, she says stuff that, in retrospect, makes sense and is really clever. But when you're reading it, you wouldn't necessarily bump on it, you know? Like,
also, Gravy said, looking back, I wonder if she left her license at the gas station deliberately.
ooh.
And I'm like, honestly, she might have. Like, I hadn't even thought of that. But she totally might have, because why the fuck else would she go back to that same gas station? If she was actually in any way afraid of the dude.
Yeah, she probably did, because she didn't want it to be discovered at the house, you know. If Calvin found it, it would be a major problem. That's clever. That is very clever.
Fucking wild.
It was definitely, I mean, the book was just such a weird journey. And I liked it, but like, even during the romance section, I was like, this is too fast. It's too much. And it was written in such a, like, aggressive way, you know?
You guys, hey Vicky.
Hey,
hey
Pinky.
Ann. Addy, Gravy, Pinky, kind of Doc, I think you were there. Do you guys want to tell me about the audiobook experience of fishing?
Oh my god.
Tell me. Tell me about it.
The whole fishing scene was just euphemism after double entendre after weird, completely unnecessary.
Then was it in that scene or in a later scene where they brought up fishing pole not literally? And I was like, please stop.
Oh my gosh, the book club like Discord stream that Pinky hosted had me in stitches. I literally couldn't eat. I was laughing so hard.
Stop going, and I was like, I'm so jealous. I want to catch it next time if I can.
Yes, I think we should definitely continue if we can the group audiobook sessions, because it was so fucking funny. And I will say, Gravy picked up on the creepy way earlier than I think the rest of us did.
Honestly, I think that's because Gravy didn't want to be there for the romance part. Am I wrong? Honestly, for some of the romance part, I didn't want to be there for the romance part.
I don't think anyone wanted. Nobody wanted to be part of that picnic.
Mad respect for the picnic scene. Condoms and consent.
That's true.
Nothing else about that scene was even remotely okay for me to read. But there were condoms and consent. So wild.
I
was reading
that. I knew this was a thriller when I picked it. So I joined the Discord call, and Pinky and Doc were in there, I think, to start off with. And Pinky was like, yeah, romance books really aren't my style. And Doc was like, oh, I never listened to them. And I'm like, you guys, maybe it'll be better than you think.
Maybe skip to the second half and just don't worry about the foreshadowing. But then you still get the picnic! I cannot imagine listening to the picnic scene together. I would have had to leave. I would have had to leave. I'd have been like,
it was.
I'm not here anymore. Just stop perceiving me.
Not much makes me blush anymore, but it was interesting to know.
See, it wasn't enough to make me. It wasn't enough to make me blush reading it, but I was like,
no.
Whoa!
No, it wasn't about the scene itself. It was just like being
together,
group, listening to smut.
Group smut sessions.
I was like, wow, this is. That we're just doing this as a group, I guess.
I know, I read that and I was like,
together.
I read it and I was like, I can't believe they listened to this book together. I thought everything up until then, I was like, even when we got to making out in hands and pants, I was like, oh, that's tame. And then we got to the picnic scene and I was like, oh, never mind. Never mind.
Weirdest part of the book by far is they fucking slept outside after that. They just went to sleep.
Also, okay, I brought the picnic scene up because of the wild thing, and then specifically, yeah, it was told from Calvin's perspective, and following up with what happens the next morning, specifically, because now that we know who Grace is, and that mountain lions don't usually attack, like, what the fuck was her plan? She clearly drew it out. She had to have. And I'm wondering if her plan was to get him gored and, like, put it out that night, and then he left, and that's what happened? Or, like, what happened for her to get so close to death from a wild animal?
I'm not sure if that part was planned from Grace's end.
I feel like it had to be, because there were
picnic leftovers.
There were so many mentions that the mountain lions don't come down, and that's pretty true. And it specifically said this was not a skinny mountain lion. Like, it was not starving.
That's true.
So there was not a lot of reason for that mountain lion to be there. That was the first thing I thought of when I finished the book. I was like, how the fuck did she get away with that mountain lion scheme? Because, like,
I didn't even realize it was a scheme.
She had to have. When it happened immediately, I was like, somebody lured it. And then we get to the end, and it turns out that everything that involved luring covertly was 100% Grace.
I know, you're spot on.
So I'm like, she must have done it, but maybe her plan got fucked up? I don't know. Because she did also almost die. Yeah, Calvin's also a murderer, but he has a pattern where he keeps his girl in the shed. Oh, true. I forgot about the carcass scene. That was, oh my god, that was when I first texted you, Addy, and I was like, this is... Things are happening. And nothing happened after that, but it was gross as hell. Maggots and shit. Oh... I thought things were gonna start getting weird then, and they didn't. It was just weird.
Yeah, I feel like the carcass pit scene was meant to be our first indicator that, like, something was very off about Grace. Like, the way that she handled it was not.
Well, also,
normal.
She just slipped into it. But also... True. And then she screamed after she fell into it. And I'm like, so was she looking to see why there was a bunch of dead bodies? Or, like, there's a lot of questions there. I have a lot of questions there.
So, I mean, in retrospect, we know that she has a fixation with death.
Yeah, she screamed 2 times after she fell in. Or at least that's how I interpreted it. It might not have been after she fell in. But also, did she fall in to play up her I am a weak city girl who's never experienced death?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she definitely throughout the whole thing was, like, drawing on, like...
Though the whole time, she was totally fine with the death of all the animals. She just didn't like any of the blood or anything on her, was something that I noticed. Like, Calvin was like, oh my god, she doesn't care about the dead chickens, but she's not gonna touch them. I'll take care of them. Yep. And I was like, she could just be a really strong city girl, or, in retrospect now, I'm like, maybe she just likes death. Who knows?
I wonder if she didn't want to touch the dead things because it would, like, out her as not being bothered by it at all.
Well, Calvin took the initiative to take care of the dead things because he thought she'd be scared of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Calvin is so weird because he was so stereotypical in terms of that story. Like, he was the super clingy guy, falls fast and hard, keeps you around, kills you. So you stay forever. And then, he was keeping the previous people that he fucking kept in the shed? Because Bree was alive in the shed. And honestly, even though I knew at that point Grace was fucking batshit, I was like, Bree, calm down. You're gonna be so much better off if they find you not with her. Don't go with her.
No.
The cops will be back soon. They will pick you up, clean you up, and take you to your family.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. Stop trying to go with Grace. It's not a good plan. And then also, oh my god, on the topic of Grace. What's her daughter's name? Is like Monica or something?
Was it
god.
Margot?
Oh, Margot. Whatever the fuck it was. Where she was like, she's like me. She's gonna come with me on my future retreats. And I was like, oh god, your husband doesn't know that you're insane. You have 2 children. You're gonna teach your daughter how to murder people. And so even after I knew she was Avery, I was still expecting her to go back to New York. I don't know why. I was like, oh, she's just got a different name. And then she was like, and I'm home in Chicago. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, and I'm a suburban woman in Chicago. And I was like, oh man, you got a husband. And then she's like, and here's my 2 kids. And I was like,
Mommy's
you
home.
made children?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah,
so that was wild.
Yeah, the plot twists were intense, I think. I did not see any part of the ending coming.
Has a doting
outside of
husband
Calvin going
who
after her.
also doesn't ask questions. Very
Right?
importantly. How was your retreat, honey? Oh yeah, I did some yoga. AKA, fucked a psychopath and killed him. It was great time, though.
She also did do some yoga.
A little bit, until she was like, Albert, stop fucking staring at my ass and getting closer to me.
The fish fully gets brought in. Oh no. Oh no.
Y'all. Fucking wild.
Truly.
But yeah, when I finished that, all I could think to myself was, I read this so much from the feminine perspective, where I sympathized with a lot of things that Grace said, to the point where I overlooked a lot of things that she did that was weird. Like, when she admitted to isolating him from his friends and family, I was like,
oh yeah.
you did that on purpose? What? How? And I think part of that says stuff about me, but also, like, I don't have my defenses up against other women, but I definitely have my defenses up against men. So
I wonder if that's why Gravy picked up on the weird vibes before I think anyone else. Pinky picked up on them too. For full credit. Pinky wants to talk about the townies. The whole fucking town was crazy pants.
oh my god, poor Betty. Poor Betty. I never thought Char was gonna be bad. I honestly, God, I'm still not sure if Char's alive. Char, whatever. I'm still not sure she's alive.
Not sure.
Because he definitely gave her a head wound and then she drove away.
Yeah, that's not usually a good call.
Bleeding out of the back of her head, she drove off. And people clearly talked to her after that, but I'm still like, was she alive for much longer? Or, like, did you treat her head wound?
Concussion count for sure at 2.
Oh my god.
Minimum
yeah.
2.
Minimum 2. Back of head wound.
Yeah.
Bleeding everywhere. Gets in her car and drives away. Holy fuck. And then Joe tries to die for something that wasn't Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
I
really
was
seem
like,
that
Wyatt is the only reason I was like, she might still be alive, because Wyatt did talk to her. But I was like, are you
Also,
sure?
Joe got so mad about Wyatt coming to beat him up because he thought Calvin told Wyatt that they slept together. He blamed Calvin in that situation?
I'm gonna be honest, he should. Because Calvin gaslit him into thinking he is a murderer when he is not. And even without Calvin gaslighting Joe into thinking he's a murderer and everyone else thinking he's a murderer, Joe still knew that Calvin was a problem and scary and avoid danger, abuse. And he tried his best to convey that the whole time.
The town knew that Calvin was, like, not right.
Oh yeah, the whole town was like, girl, don't get with him.
Yeah. And they were telling him, like, look, don't fall in love with her. But they were also telling her, like, girl, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, please leave. And honestly,
not in a we don't want you in this town way. In a he's an unhealthy person way.
You're exactly right. Betty specifically said, you better let her leave.
Yeah.
To Calvin. Which implies strongly that the whole town did know that Calvin had Brianna.
I was gonna say, you have to think that they
knew
something was off when, unless, like, the women who came to stay at the ranch that he killed, unless they, like, literally never left the ranch at all, they had to see them.
I was gonna say,
he might have buried the bodies.
He sent her into town. He told her to go meet Betty.
Yeah.
On her first day. He sent her to Betty's.
So you know that those
these other women have been... Yeah.
And
there were at least 4 of them before Grace.
I could understand maybe if they just assumed that the women had left after they stayed at the Airbnb. Okay. But the sheriff is for sure asking questions about one who definitely came to stay with Calvin.
He's new. And he doesn't know. They also specifically pointed out he's new and he is not in it with Calvin's family history. Which means he is out of the loop, but everyone else in town is keeping quiet about it.
Yeah. For sure, Betty knew.
And also, the whole time, the only one asking questions about it was Grace. Everyone else was like, nah, I haven't seen her.
I don't know who that is.
I haven't seen her. I don't know what you're talking about. Haven't seen her, eh? And then Calvin being so resistant to the story of how his parents died, I was like, if you grew up in that home, how did you not see that coming?
Yeah.
Like, you also readily admitted that your father abused Joe.
Yeah. So, Pinky says, Grace was like, I heard a scream, now I won't mention it, which did weird me out when we were reading initially, but knowing what she came there to do, I was like, oh, okay, she just didn't want the police presence increased.
I would have been like, did I make that up? I don't know. And then she did ask, and Calvin was like, I don't know, mountain lion?
That's true.
So...
I mean, in fairness, if you don't know what kind of noises are normal in a new environment, you might just be like, okay, you've lived here your whole life, I guess. Mountain lion.
Yeah. And I was just like, wow. That's definitely not a mountain lion. And I'm sure Grace was also like, wow, that's definitely not a mountain lion. Let's see how this pans out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could have been an owl.
I'd also definitely got thrown off with Albert. Because when he first showed up, I was like, oh, okay. Not
the whole
probably
thing with Albert was so just fucky.
Yeah, right? They really, like, the red herring was real.
He showed up. He was a sudden Airbnb guest. I thought you promised not to take any others. I'm really sorry. I took him before I took you. Actually, he's an uncle that I've known forever.
He's creepily sliding into your bed.
And he just showed up out of nowhere. He's drunk off his ass. He is actually not that weird compared to the rest of the family. Just drunk as shit.
I was gonna say,
actually pretty polite. For all the weird shit he did, actually pretty fucking polite.
True.
Still weird, but fucking polite at least, I guess.
Albert's just out here doing his best.
Just like, got too close to the bees, I guess. I didn't do that. What are you talking about?
Calvin's reaction to Albert dying was definitely fucked up.
And Grace was like, man, I guess he's just trying not to grieve in front of me. And I was like, no, he just doesn't give a shit. He definitely killed him because he got too close to the cabin.
Yeah.
Albert was just there. I think Albert was something for us to find in the basement that wasn't the knife. Which, bitch, why did you keep the knife? Why is that your trophy? Anyways, that's a story for another time. Yeah, Albert was just something for us to find in the basement, which I swear to God I thought we'd find Brianna in the basement. When we did not find her in the basement, I was shooketh. No joke. And then all we found in the basement was a fucking photo album. And I was like... But it was the nail in the coffin for everything Calvin is saying and doing is a lie. So that's really all Albert was the, we have proof that Calvin is a liar.
Big, huge liar. Also, I loved the, like, weird references to, like, he's definitely not hosting Airbnb for money, even though he says he is. Those were a nice, like, subtler clue. Because some of them were very, like, in your face. Like, oh, he's directly saying something creepy in his narration chapter. But, like, when Grace is like, you just told me you were having problems with money. Why are you paying for my doctor's appointment and all of the groceries?
It's literally, like, in a row, too. It's, like, $300 doctors. We go, to the grocery store, and first of all, why was it $200 at, like, the fucking CVS? First of all.
Because he was picking up, like, party supplies, like, the amount of food to feed a lot of people, but...
Nope.
I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah,
$500 receipt tucked in a book.
Yeah, and then he had the
books.
$500 receipt for all the fucking books. And the creepy ass bear, I'm glad she left him with the fucking bear. And the taxidermy heads, I read that, and I was like, okay, next page. Let's just keep going. We gotta get through this now. We can't dwell on this shit. I was like, no.
Concussion dream with the taxidermy had me actually freaking out. I was
oh
like,
no,
okay,
I mean the women in the closet. Where he actually taxidermied the women's heads.
That was
and hung them
horrifying.
On his closet wall.
Also, if that's his decoration sense, he has no room to be complaining about his mom's sense of decoration.
Right?
He was like, oh, my mom decorated. This isn't really my style. Bitch, your style is human heads.
Also, can we go back to, why the fuck? Like, did she drug Joe, or was he just really not okay that he tried to burn down the house with her in it, but not Calvin in it?
I truly don't know. That one I really wasn't sure about.
That
it kind of came out of nowhere.
That's the thing that keeps sticking with me, is like, did she drug him? Because he seemed to calm down real quick afterwards. But he was, like, delirious in the house. Yeah, and then the second thing was, even if she didn't drug him, why was he burning down the house when she was in there, innocent, and Calvin was not there, and was actually the problem?
I think...
And Joe knew it. He knew instinctually that Calvin was the problem.
I'm not sure if Joe intended for her to die, but it was definitely like kind of a curveball, because the whole time I had been like, okay, Calvin is a major fucking creep. Like, Calvin is the problem. And then Joe came over and started acting crazy, and I was like, is Calvin weird, but is he covering up for Joe? Like, is Joe the problem?
No. See, that was what threw it in for me. I was like, okay, Joe clearly has problems, but I don't think Joe is the problem here. I think Joe needs a fuck ton of therapy.
So much therapy.
So much therapy. But I don't think he's the problem here. You know?
Well, it just, like, it threw me off because, like I said, it felt like it came out of nowhere. Like, he kind of came over unprompted and already, like, in a break, I guess, like, in a mental break.
I don't know.
And, like, started freaking out. Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, it was another thing that gave Grace a way and a reason to stay away from Calvin.
Yes. That was...
It bought her like 24 hours after the fucking fire. Which doesn't seem like a lot of time to get over getting assaulted and stuff in a house that's getting set on fire. But to Calvin, it was plenty. So...
Yeah, it was enough to take
Calvin was like,
from the,
man,
honeymoon phase that lasted the first 5 days.
Calvin was like, man, you almost suffered brain damage. Let me give you some wine. First of all, I don't think they recommend you drink.
You're definitely not supposed to
when you
drink
have
when
a
you have a
concussion.
concussion.
Pretty
No,
sure that's
for sure
not right.
No. You're
but
not
we
supposed
had
to sleep either.
We
Not
had a
more
whole
than an
bottle
hour.
of wine, and then she slept, and he let that happen, and she had a fucking concussion dream for sure. And then
your brain expanding into room that it doesn't have to expand in your skull. That's what
Right?
that is.
So that happened. She did that. And then was burning the house next, or was the mountain lion next? I think burning the house was next.
Burning the house was next. This was after the mountain lion.
So then Joe burned the house, and then the mountain lion happened. Or no, was that after? I don't know, but still,
I think it was
we've
mountain
got
lion.
we've got
then
concussion,
head
mountain
trauma.
lion. No, it was head trauma was first.
She wasn't concussed when they were banging, I think.
Well, she got concussed before. I promise. It was on day 2 or 3 at most.
I thought it was fishing, birthday party, head trauma.
No, it was fishing.
No, fishing, banging, picnic, head trauma.
It was fishing, horses, which was head trauma, banging.
Wait, no, because the picnic was the day of the birthday party, and she wasn't concussed yet.
The birthday party was on day 6 or 5.
My timeline is all messed up. Okay, Pinky says head trauma first, then mountain lion, then house. So you were right.
Yeah,
100%.
head trauma was on day 2 or 3.
Oh, goddamn, girl. That's really
Yeah.
not good for you.
No, it's not. And she did all this other shit and had sex in a fucking prairie on a picnic blanket
Yeah.
with head trauma. And I interpreted it as
Terrible
her on
decision.
bottom, which, like, with head trauma?
Bad move. For sure, bad move. Don't... The whole time that she was, like, talking about getting her head evaluation, I was thinking about the Archer scene where I think it's Pam's sister goes unconscious and she wakes up and Archer is like, you were out for, like, 3 hours. Yeah, that is super bad for you.
Pinky, it was all for fun. We're at a retreat. We're here to relax, kick back, and kill people at the end of it.
I think she's just a psychopath.
I think she was having fun. I think
fun.
Yeah, I think she fucked him because it was fun.
He's still in the nice mode, so I guess
killed him because it was also fun.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, in that sense, she got everything she wanted out of the outing.
The outing. Yep, that sounds right to me. Right? Okay, that's when I was like, she's definitely, at that point, I was like, she is separating him from people because she was telling him she wasn't telling him she wasn't gonna leave, but every time someone else mentioned it, she was like, well, maybe I won't. And looking back, I was like, maybe that was her separating him from everybody. But yeah, she did look Char in the face and go, I fucked him back there. You think?
In the moment, I was like, damn girl, that's a lot. But in retrospect, damn girl, that's a lot.
She was just trying to cause fucking problems. But I didn't realize it, because I'm the fucking not dialed into that shit.
No, I'm not either normally.
I was like, oh, LOL, you just want to be fun and have drama with these, like, 6 people. You definitely don't plan on staying, so you don't have to deal with the drama you caused these 6 people ever again. And then she was like, but I'm gonna murder one before I go. And I was like, oh.
Before I leave, what am I going to do?
Oh. What?
Commit horrifying levels of violence. And arson. Casual arson.
There was a lot of arson, you know? There was a lot of things burned down.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Char was like, Grace, I don't like her. Something's not right about her. And
okay, but also, Char was a very hardcore, we fucked once and now we're forever. And honestly, Char, you've been saved. Sweetie. You have she has absolutely been a bitch to you, but she saved your damn life. Maybe.
Implied,
I don't know.
I think, Char definitely cheated on Wyatt.
With Calvin, yes.
Calvin.
And then
that is messy as fuck.
She had sex with Calvin while dating Wyatt, and then went, I'd rather be with Calvin. Broke up with Wyatt, and Calvin was like, no. It was a one-night stand, and I don't want that. And then she was like, I'll just revenge fuck Joe? And Joe gets all the flack for this. And poor Joe, again, because it's all Calvin's fault. Wyatt's like, gonna attack Joe for this shit, but like, honestly, it was Calvin's fault, just no one told Wyatt. And I'm like, someone tell on Calvin, please. Someone rat this bitch out.
I feel so bad for Joe in this story, because literally, he's abused as shit growing up. And then Calvin is like, oh, it's his inferiority complex. No, it's because he was abused.
Yep. And then Calvin's like, you know, I'll just gaslight him into thinking he's a murderer. And, you know, inadvertently tell the town that he did it on purpose. And, yeah, and I was like half asleep. I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. I have no idea what happened. I have no idea.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
And then Calvin comes home and Calvin beats the shit out of him.
I know.
He sees his potential girlfriend slap him, and instead of asking either of them what happened, he fucking knocks out a tooth.
Oh.
I was
so
like,
bad for Joe.
Literally, we have no idea what happened. And then later on, you find out nothing happened. Grace just slapped him.
Out of fucking nowhere.
That was it. He didn't say anything. Grace drugged him and then slapped him.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna call it. I think she drugged him, for sure.
I think she drugged all of them, because Calvin was slow that morning, too.
Yeah.
Everyone except her. She got that first round. The first round was on her, remember?
You're spot on. Anyway, do you want to rate the book? What's the Rina rate?
No, you go first, because this was your book.
Okay. I'm gonna say... For me, the first half was 2 stars. The second half was 4 stars. So I think that averages out to 3 stars.
You didn't like the romance? 5 fishing rods! From Gravy.
5 firm fishing rods.
They'd be too firm or you can't fish with them.
I have girthy poles for fishing.
Oh my god.
Like
you said, I hated the romance too, and I think it's a solid 2.5 fishing rods less firm.
I think for me it lands around. You know what? We're early on in the series. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Because I don't want to set our bars too high.
Honestly, yeah, I'm with the 3 stars. It blew my mind, but like, I don't know if that was a good thing or not. It was a bit wild. I did enjoy the book. And 3 stars is still, I enjoyed it. It's just like, 4 stars is, it was pretty fucking great, but missing one, like, something. Something's missing from the pot. And 5 stars is like, this is fucking great. Yeah, so 3 stars for me. I enjoyed it. I did. Will I tell anyone to read this book? I don't know. Maybe because it's fucking wild, I might force other people to experience the wild. But also, at the same time, I feel like recommending this book to people, if you do it not carefully...
That fishing scene.
Well, no, I'm like, if you don't do it carefully, I'm like... Is it gonna be like a not all men thing? I don't know. So, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, politics brewing in my mind about this book, and that's why it's a 3 and not any higher, because...
To me,
I don't
like
know.
Almost the opposite, because, like, it's a fun read, it's quick, it's a good time. I would definitely take this on vacation with me, but, like, it doesn't have a lot of deeper meaning, you know? Like, it doesn't speak to me on a soul level. It's just kind of like, it's a good time, and it's clever, and you don't expect it, you know?
You'd read this at a B&B?
I probably... Not if my host was an attractive cowboy. Definitely not then.
You don't want the sexy country boy who's very intent on fucking you?
No.
And then keeping you forever and ever.
I'm very content with none of those things. I don't need any sexy country boys. I don't need anyone intent on fucking me. And I especially don't need anyone who wants to keep me there forever.
I like that we have the you trieds as our stars.
I don't enjoy people who watch my door. And in fact...
Yeah, honestly...
It makes me very anxious.
I don't want the nice country boy standing outside my door listening. I would make as little noise as possible and probably not move. Like, if I noticed and I was sitting on the bed, I would remain sitting on the bed, and I would not lay down or get up. If
someone closed my door and I didn't hear them walk away from it, oh my god, I'm not sleeping.
And there was no lock, and he installed it backwards!
Oh my gosh. That's when my anxiety really started ratcheting up. I was like, oh, so he's
by that point... We already knew he was, and we already were, like, pretty guaranteed he was crazy.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I'll make it up to you. I'll install the door lock. And she was like, it's backwards. And he was like, oh, I'll fix it. And I'm like, yeah, just like you fixed the car?
I was like, oh, okay.
Bitch that totally broke it again.
Also, for the record, what the fuck did she expect to happen to that car? Because she bought a $500
she stole his car. I think the whole car thing was to, like, appeal to us as readers.
Oh,
because
maybe.
It seems like the whole time her plan was to just
kill him and steal his car. Yeah, I mean, I will say the car breaking down thing, it did. I know you spoke about this earlier, but like,
I think
that ratcheted my stress to a whole other level.
Right.
That was the part where I was thinking,
the first time after reading the epilogue, I think the first time the car actually did just fucking break down. I think that was part of the plan. But him fixing it, he intentionally did not fix it all the way or right. I'm not sure which. So that's why it didn't start up the morning she was going to leave. Which started our I'll just stab you incident. But you feel like she had to know that was going to happen by then. She clearly did. She was prepared.
Oh, yeah.
I think she knew it wasn't going to. Unless she was just going to hit him with it. If it did start, that'd be funny.
That'd be great. That'd be exceptional.
That'd be the classic hit him with your car moment. Is he crazy? Hit him with your car in Minecraft.
Oh, classic. Alright, well, we can keep talking about it, but do you want to play some Stardew? While we do?
Let's announce next book and chat real quick about next episode plans. And then we're gonna take a break, and then we'll play Stardew. Sound good?
I love that plan. Okay. You're on top of shit.
Okay, first things first. Addy and I have summer plans. And summer plans mean we are not going to meet again until the 10th of July. Does that sound correct, Addy?
Yeah. 10th of July.
Okay. Because I'll be gone the week we were originally supposed to do it. The week after that, Addy will be gone. So we're going for the week after that. So
I think we have a regularly scheduled Rina and Addy show next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it won't be a month without the Rina and Addy show, to be clear. But
yeah,
it will be a month until the next ARsbc.
Yeah, we'll have next week's just casual chatting. But ARsbc won't be until the 12th of July. We will be reading Elantris by Brandon Sanderson.
Which we're probably gonna need a month to accomplish.
Yeah, I picked a long one for the long break.
The audiobook for this one is 30 hours, I think.
Oh my god, that's... Oh, wait, let me show you my audiobooks real quick. I was just looking at them this morning, and I was like, maybe this is why I can't get into audiobooks. Maybe this is why I can't get into audiobooks. Can you see the numbers? Okay, I'll read it to you. I have 17 hours left on one. I have 20 hours left on another. And I have 27 hours and 55 minutes left on the third and final book that I have on Audible. So I think the problem with me getting into audiobooks is that I'm picking books that are too long.
I think that's a definite option.
But I couldn't get my hands on the Jasmine Throne, so I'm listening to the audiobook. But yes, so our next book is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. It is one of his shorter books, but it's still pretty long. It's still pretty heckin' long. I know I want to join the audiobook version. Oh.
Would love to join the audiobook version. I I'm gonna struggle with this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am looking forward to it. I've heard amazing things about Brandon Sanderson. My attention span does not extend to 30 hours.
You don't have to do 30 hours in one go.
I know. I'm gonna do my best.
Okay, I gotta update the podcast command. And then, what was I gonna say? Oh, Addy, if you look at the thing, I also picked my book for the book after that one.
I see that. I need to
Because
get a move on, I guess. Although, actually, I have a month until we...
Well, so you don't have to pick a thriller next time, because I picked a horror for the... That's a horror book.
Ooh.
Right?
I'm hyped.
It's also historical. It's historical fiction, so that's kind of where we're at there. A little bit of both.
I love historical fiction. You don't need to sell me on it. Okay. Alright, I will try to find something. We may end up with a thriller just because most of my potentials are thrillers. But I will keep in mind that it doesn't need to be a thriller because we'll get our closure.
I mean, if it's a thriller, it's fine. I just wanted to tell you.
If you
Pinky
closely,
says we'll be doing 4 hours at a time unless we're feeling wild. Oh yeah, true. Addy, Overjoyed got an update. Don't forget to update your Overjoyed if you're gonna play it.
Ooh. Let me go. I think I need to go to Microsoft.
Can someone throw the podcast command out for me? Just to confirm that I updated it correctly and it doesn't have severe, horrible, sad spelling mistakes. Okay, that's correct, right? July 10th is the day that I said?
Yes. Well, actually, you said July 10th and July 12th, but it'll be July 10th.
Okay, cool. July 10th. That's because today's June 12th. July 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern, we will be discuss Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. Give yourselves plenty of time. It is a long book, I have heard.
Yes.
But I am excited. I wanted to read it.
I am excited too. I've heard amazing things about Brandon Sanderson. He blows up all over Book Talk. The author blurb for that one, I certainly will not be throwing together in 5 minutes before the stream. Pinky, audiobooks are not the lazy version, and I will certainly be joining.
Sorry, Kraken has recently started using Snapchat, and I thought he had sent me a Snapchat while he was at D&D, and I was like, oh, cute, I wonder what it is. And it turns out it was a Snapchat he had sent before he left, and it's just him in his kitchen, in our kitchen downstairs, with his shirt up, and it just says titty.
True love.
So, I love him dearly. I do.
Bye.
But yeah, I was not expecting that. Okay, how long of a break do you want to take, Addy? We gotta do a burb.
Do you want to do until we can come back at 7:30? That's 12 minutes.
Pinky's flowers are pink! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Pink flowers.
Pinky, you have to post in the channel.
Look at, I own something girly now. Oh my god, it's like the same color as the couch. Look at it.
3 hour break.
Not 3 hour break. It's gonna be like a 10-minute break. I'm gonna go get my dogs.
Oh, Gravy's in another time zone. Gravy's just fucking with me.
Gravy is on another planet.
We will return at the 30 of this hour.
Hydrate or dihydrate, Addy.
I am hydrating with watermelon mojitos.
Good.
Oh yeah, Pinky, do you like my...
You showed cup and no use cup. Oh, me? Oh, you wanted me to drink from the cup that I showed.
Hydrate.
It has a
Right.
black silicon because Yosef stole the purple one because he was like, I want the purple one. So I got the black one. We had to share the purple stuff. Alright, break.
The
Do
kleptokraken.
you guys want to play a game during break? I feel like I should reward you with games.
Yeah.